At this exact moment, we literally have dozens and dozens of active clients all over the US that we are actively managing right now. Only for YouTube, only for real estate. In the next 12 minutes, I'm gonna show you how you can finally crack the code that is YouTube and finally start getting business from the platform. Let's face it, when it comes to YouTube, the thing setting you back is not a lack of information. In fact, I'd argue it's actually the opposite. There's too much information. When it comes to YouTube, specifically for real estate, there's easily thousands of hours of content on how to do it, maybe even tens of thousands of hours. But the question is, do you have thousands of hours to test all that theory, maybe even tens of thousands of hours to see what actually works versus what just sounds nice? If only there was a company, maybe even a done-for-you company, that literally did nothing but YouTube for their clients every single day, that could test all this thousands of hours, maybe even tens of thousands of hours of content to see what actually works versus what just sounds nice versus even what used to work months, even years ago. And if only this real estate done-for-you company had already generated its clients millions of dollars in GCI directly attributed to their YouTube channel. And if this company were to exist, if they could distill all that information into an 80-20, maybe even 90-10 of what actually works on YouTube right now when it comes to YouTube for real estate. Well, that's what I'm here to talk to you about, ladies and gentlemen. After years of requests, we've finally gone ahead and actually made a course. And to be transparent, I didn't actually ever think we would make a course, but here it is. And even better, we've actively gone ahead and used only the most potent information in this course. We've even gone as far as to actively remove information that we thought wasn't part of that 80-20. This is because, like I said before, the biggest obstacle is no longer a lack of information, it is an overabundance of information. And it's implementing all that information and actually figuring out what still works versus what just sounds nice. To quote Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, and I hope I said that right, perfection is not achieved when there is nothing left to add, but when there is nothing left to take away. And that's the route that we've gone with this course. A great visual example of this is Picasso's bull. Picasso started out with a fairly realistic looking bull, and through iteration and iteration, he distilled it until all he had left was the essence of the bull itself. To drive this point home, I'm gonna quote Albert Einstein when he said, "Things should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler." In this course, we're gonna go over the principles that we're using on a daily basis to help clients like Corey in our done-for-you system have one of the best years in real estate he's ever had after being in the business for over 20 years.
Most importantly, this has been the best year in business I have. Your YouTube team, these guys are legit. I am positive that it absolutely is worth the investment.
Or how we help clients like Sonali, who were doing YouTube by themselves for almost 3 years with no results to show for it, go from that to closing her first YouTube deal after 2 months with working with us and getting 21 leads in her pipeline.
I currently, as we speak, I have one client under contract. I have one client that's a buy-sell that's ready to move forward. And I have one that I am sending to a lender and the rest are being nurtured. In less than a couple of months, I've gone from 0 leads off of YouTube to over 21 leads. Before your YouTube team, I never got 1 lead off of YouTube. And now I'm building a pipeline that I can be proud of, doing something that I honestly love.
Now, these are just a couple of the many testimonials that we have. Many of you agents have either number 1, not started YouTube altogether, although I'm sure you know you should, or like Sonali, you've done YouTube yourself for months, maybe even years, without the results that you'd like to show for it. And by the way, this isn't your fault. There's just so much information on the internet, and it's hard to determine what is signal versus what is noise. And on top of that, YouTube just takes a significant more amount of volume than most people think to actually get good at. And I'll paint the perfect example here. Let's say, like the average real estate agent, you try doing YouTube yourself. But unlike the average real estate agent, you're actually consistent with filming. Over the span of 1 year, you would have created 52 videos. This would give you 52 points to pull data from. Our company, at the time of recording this, does at least 50 videos in 1 week, sometimes even over 100 videos in a week, which means that the amount of data the average agent would have seen in 1 year, we see in less than 1 week. Not to mention, we've been keeping this pace up for already many, many years. And also, that's why we are in a very, very, very unique position to make this course. At this exact moment, we literally have dozens and dozens of active clients all over the US that we are actively managing right now. Only for YouTube, only for real estate. So when things change, need to be updated, or just stop working altogether, we know almost instantly. Since we're literally there in the trenches every single day on behalf of our clients. Now this leads me to the course and why it's different from almost every single course on the market in this space. Number one, for starters, unlike basically every single course in this space, this course is not designed to be as long as possible so that the course creator can sell it for as much as possible, which, by the way, no knock to them, books do the exact same thing. For those of you who do read books, you've probably noticed that most books, especially ones that have been written in the last 20 years, really only have 1 to 3, maybe 4 good points, and really 80% of the book is just reiterating those points and telling multiple stories to drive those points home. Number 2, updates and feedback. YouTube, similar to other platforms, is always changing. Things that work today may not work next year, and so on. A great example of this that I like to bring up is tags. For those of you who have been on YouTube long enough, you might have noticed that 6 years, maybe 7 years ago, tags used to be very important. Then they basically became useless. YouTube will even tell you this. But one of the things that we've noticed from literally running split tests every single week is that tags have recently made a comeback. Don't believe me? On your next video that underperforms, swap the tags out from the same tags that you have from another video that is performing well. This is just one of the many, many examples of things that are constantly changing when it comes to YouTube. We keep our boots on the ground or in the trenches so we know when these changes happen. And as a result, we will continue to update the course. Number 3, coaching. One of the skills that we've developed, which was actually more of a surprise, is the ability to coach. We've literally had over 100 clients at this point, and one of the things that we've learned is how to coach them. With the purchase of this course, you will have access to 1 coaching session per month at the end of every single month. And the coaching session will be either directly with me or the other co-founder, Paulo, maybe even the both of us. Like I mentioned, these calls will take place at the end of every single month. And number 4, community. With the purchase of this course, you'll be invited to join an exclusive community. This group will only be available to people who have purchased the course, and we might even invite some of the people in our Done For You service to join the group as well so they can share some things they've learned along the way. Now, imagine this. You take this course, and unlike other courses, it doesn't add to the complexity. Instead, it creates clarity and tells you exactly what you need to do in a third of the time as other courses. For those of you who have ever taken a course and not finished it, don't worry, I know the feeling. You know how important it is to keep a course concise. This course will help you go from 0 to 1, which arguably is the hardest part. And by that, we mean go from someone with almost no knowledge of YouTube for real estate to go to someone with a successful, thriving channel who's actually generating leads. Now, if you've watched this far, I know you know YouTube is something you need to do. And probably you've been thinking about this for years. Every day you wait is a day that your competition has to get ahead of you. So if you're ready to take action today, go ahead and start the checkout process. And once the invoice gets squared away, you will get instant access to the course. So you can literally get started within the next 10 minutes. Now, I just want to congratulate you for taking this massive step towards generating your own leads from YouTube and ultimately generating more business from the platform. What most agents put off for tomorrow, you're taking action on today, which is no small feat. Once you click the button below and finish the checkout process, you should get access to the course within exactly 10 minutes. If you do not get access within 10 minutes, feel free to shoot the number on the screen a text and we will get you sorted out. Anyways, congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.